The following is a presentation of ECB Sports.
Hey guys, it's Dave with ECB Sports, and we are here at the 17 Co Performance Center in Greenville, South Carolina. We'd like to throw a special thanks out to Rex Graves and his crew for giving us the spot. And we are here with Larry Seyller of Top Gun Sports, and we're going to just have a conversation, talk a little bit about what these guys have going on. And it's good to see you, Larry. Good to be here.
Yeah, good to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. I'm glad to do it.
Yes, sir.
So, as a parent in the Upstate of my 9-year-old plays travel ball, and he's been in a couple of years. And we played in one of your tournaments last spring up in Asheville. Had a good time. We've played most of them with U-Trip in the past, but it was very, like, as a parent, it didn't matter. Like, we were like, oh, this is, here, there, whatever.
Right.
But a lot's changing in the Upstate, and so I wanted to sit down and talk with you guys. But first of all, tell me a little bit about Top Gun Sports, kind of who, how, when, and it started, and where you guys have had your growth, and where you're looking to go forward.
Well, it all started with Donnie Broom. He used to run tournaments for AAU back in the day, and then he got involved with. He decided he wanted to start his own program. He started Top Gun Sports over 20 years ago, and it's just taken off ever since. They do baseball and girls softball. They've dominated the market in North Carolina. They haven't so much here in South Carolina, just because USSSA's had a presence. And now that the two have a partnership together, it's just created a way for Top Gun and U-Trip to. Top Gun can be in South Carolina with USSSA, and now USSSA can have a larger presence in North Carolina.
In North Carolina.
Yes.
So it's beneficial to both of you guys.
Absolutely.
So now tell me, what is your position with Top Gun Sports?
I'm the South Carolina Upstate Director of Baseball Operations for Top Gun Baseball here in the Upstate.
Okay. All right. And so my second part of that, and you kind of answered it, was where has Top Gun focused on playing in the past, and that was in North Carolina mostly?
Right, North Carolina. And they have had a presence here in South Carolina with softball. Not so much baseball recently. They have spottingly in the past years,
right.
But now we look to be here, and we have a solid, firm partnership with USSSA over the next 5 years. So we'll be here at least for 5 years with them.
Okay.
as a group.
So last year you guys hosted something like about 21,000 teams, baseball and softball.
Baseball
combined?
and softball, yes, sir.
And you guys are looking to grow that in the Upstate in the baseball market.
Correct.
Okay. All right. And so, all right, let's talk about what everybody wants to hear about. What brought about this new alignment with, everybody calls it U-Trip or USSSA? What brought that about? How did that come to happen? You told me this was a partnership. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Right. Well, USSSA was being run by an organization that USSSA sanctioned them, and they were running USSSA programs for 8 or 9 years successfully. As everyone knows, they've dominated the South Carolina market for a while, and they pulled the partnership out from underneath USSSA, which allowed an opening for USSSA and Top Gun to create a partnership. Steve Hassett contacted Donnie Broom. They didn't want to lose their presence here in South Carolina.
Right.
And
right.
right. So we came up with an agreement, and Donnie Broom is now the state director for North Carolina and South Carolina for USSSA,
Okay.
on top of being the owner CEO of Top Gun Sports.
Okay.
So everybody's going to get the two dominating forces in the Carolinas as one tournament, and that's unprecedented, and it's going to be amazing for the next 5 years, the growth we're going to bring.
So again, I'm coming to this kind of like a parent, not a baseball insider.
Right.
And I'm hoping that a lot of parents get something out of this interview, that maybe they learned something about travel baseball that they didn't know. And so Top Gun is its own sanctioning body. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you guys have been running, just like U-Trip or others, you guys have been running tournaments, and now you've come together. So the obvious question is, if we come and play one of your tournaments, or whoever's in one of your tournaments, whose set of rules are you playing under?
We're playing predominantly by Top Gun rules.
Okay.
They're very similar to USSSA rules, but we do go by high school rules, which we feel makes more sense considering most of these kids are trying to make a high school team. One rule amendment we have made this year, that is a USSSA rule, is the live balk. We're gonna allow the live balk this year versus a dead ball balk. But primarily we go by high school rules. It's really no different. So, yeah.
Okay. So the big question here, what are some of the things parents can expect to see that's new with this partnership?
Everybody knows what to expect with USSSA. They've played it for the last 8 or 9 years. Top Gun is no different. The only difference is, to me personally, Top Gun Sports is more of an experience. Just the atmosphere it creates with some of the things that the kids stand to win. You know, they do win rings. They'll win double rings some tournaments, because every tournament's going to be double sanctioned by Top Gun and USSSA. And I'm waiving all the Top Gun sanction fees. If you're in the upstate of South Carolina, you will not have to pay a sanctioning fee. I'm waiving it. $75 is you're going to save, and it will allow you to play in all of our events.
That's for the teams.
That's for the teams.
Right.
Yep. We sanction teams. We don't sanction players. Another, some of the rules that people were talking about, we do allow, I know this is a hot topic, we do allow 11s, 12s, 13s, and 14s to use a drop 5 bat. We also, reclass. We have unlimited reclass. Some people like it, some people don't, which means if you have an 11-year-old player and he wants to, and if he's 11 on May 2nd, he could play 11U. If he's, but we also allow them to go by grade. So if a kid gets held back and, but he's 12, we allow him to play that as long as he has documentation from the school, which could be a report card or a letter from the principal, so he could play with his grade level.
Okay. What are some of the, well, let me jump ahead here.
Yeah.
You guys recently had your coaches meet in the Upstate.
Yes.
How'd that go?
Oh, it was amazing. We gave over $18,000 worth of tournaments to Space Coast in Florida. It was a huge success. We gave over $4,000 worth of merchandise. I think it was 2 dozen baseballs, soft toss nets, sunglasses, hitting tees, arm care packages, the ice sleeves. We gave out all kinds of it was and we had we have gotten nothing but positive feedback from coaches, parents. I know kids are excited to play in our events. Right. So, yeah, it's very positive.
Let's talk about the kids for a second. You touched on it briefly earlier about all the things that kids can win. And, of course, this is kids baseball. Yeah. And kids love swag. And you brought a good bit of it here. You want to talk a little bit about what you guys are going to be bringing to the tournaments here in the Upstate?
Right.
That maybe the kids haven't seen before, because usually you have a runner-up and a champion, and then they get rings, and everybody goes home. But you've got a lot of stuff, like a Mr. T starter kit over here. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm showing my age on that one there.
Well, first off, let me say with the coaches, if you're one of the first 4 coaches of each age group to sign up to play in one of our tournaments, all right? If you're one of the first 4 coaches for 9U to sign up in 5 tournaments, you get a half a case of baseballs. I'm giving a dozen baseballs to each age group if you're one of the first 4 to sign up for our events. And we know these are like a gold for people, know, and you will receive those balls when you sign in as a coach on Saturday. We allow 3 coaches to sign in. All right. But also the things these kids win. These are some of the things they win. These belts for the teams.
Now, is this like an MVP for the tournament?
Well,
or?
that's what the coaches will get.
Okay.
All right. Or the academy or the program. But some of the things that the kids will win are like these wristband belts. These are new. They're Velcro. They fit around their wrist. They'll get these. They'll still win rings, but they also get you could do a rapper video with that. All right. So
Right.
fighting necklaces, sunglasses. With these sunglasses, what we do, runners up and the runners up as well as the champs get these. All right. We have smaller versions of the necklaces.
There you go.
These are what they win for Super NIT. These are chains. So, I mean, sliding mitts. I know coaches love these. All right.
Absolutely.
They protect the kids' fingers, but not from getting picked off at first.
That's right.
But we just try to create an environment where kids get excited to win. They do get excited to win rings.
Right.
They love wearing their rings to school, whatever, But this allows them to win a little bit more than that. And rings can be a bit mundane at times, kind of, sort of. I feel like, but with these chains and different things that they can win, it just opens up an avenue.
It's just something a little different.
Right. Yep.
Right. What can coaches, from a coach's standpoint, what can they expect the coaches to be different on the field? Now, like you said, you may have already addressed that question. Most people in the Upstate have been playing with U-Trip for years, and you guys are coming in and helping them maintain their presence. So aside from some of the things that are specific to Top Gun, it's pretty much going to be, if they play one of your tournaments, it's going to be pretty much like people are used to.
Right. One of the biggest differences with us is you will see different umpires. We do have a few umpires from the old regime that were umpiring for USSSA. We have a new group of umpires we're bringing in. Umpires have good days and bad days. I'll give them that. So, I'm not saying ours are better by a long shot. I just feel like, everything's going to be kind of new with us, and these are experienced umpires. Also, on our 8U coaches pitch, we have 2 umpires on the field, whereas the old regime with U-Trip only would have 1. And I know sometimes that could be a problem, just being 1 umpire, because it's hard to cover the entire field when you're calling a game. So we're going to have 2 for every game. The only reason we wouldn't have 2 is if somebody got hurt or sick on one of the older kids. We'd have to pull one of them umpires to help with the older games.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So we've covered a lot of material, and again, I appreciate your time.
Mm-hmm.
If you were nailed down to say, what is the one thing that's going to set you guys apart in this market that nobody's seen or nobody's done, or what the floor is yours. What do you want to talk about that Top Gun is bringing to the market that you really just want people to know about?
When you win something, you're going to get what you win the weekend of the tournament. I'll have it all out on display Saturday for kids to walk by and see what they stand to win in a tournament. Just the environment we're going to bring, the excitement, the level of excitement you're going to get playing in our events. I have a good group of people that are working with me to help build this and grow this. I think price value for what you're going to get is you're not going to find anything remotely close to what we're offering. I mean, I don't think we're trying to build something here that people get excited about on Monday, that they're going to play again next weekend. We just put this out last week, Westminster. We got 15 dates in Westminster, which is towards the Georgia-South Carolina border. Every tournament we're running there between 8s and 12s. For 8s and 12U, $99. $99 for your team Doesn't matter if you're 12, 11, 10, 9, or 8. $99 will get your team in that tournament. I don't know any other. That's 15 tournaments we're doing that at.
Right.
I mean, how many organizations do that? I don't know very many. I've never seen it.
Right. That's a great price for parents. I mean,
right.
you're thinking about fundraising and all that for these tournament fees.
Right. You know, our NITs, super NITs, you win berths to go to Space Coast. You know, and being double sanctioned, you get double points. So we're going to have the Under Armour tournament this year. We're also going to have East and Bat program going on, that tournament. The Grinch games, we're going to be doing that as well. We have over 40 tournaments in 2025 in the Upstate this year. We're limited on field space, which, you know, next year that won't be as much of a problem, but we got in the game a little late on the fields.
Right.
But we were able to secure three dates in Gaffney, 9 in Greenwood, 2 in Greenville, 12 in Hartwell, 3 in Union, 15 in Westminster, and 6 in Easley. You know, so we have over 50 ballparks this year to play ball in. You know, it's just going to be an exciting time for us here in the Upstate, and we are truly, look, I enjoy competition. The kids compete. That's why we all come out. We want to watch them compete.
That's right.
It's really no different for us adults. I feel like competition is good. If you only had one grocery store, what do you think the price of eggs would be then?
Right.
You know?
Right.
I mean, I think competition is essential in business as well as when you're playing games on the field. And it was brought to me. This was brought to me to bring this to the Upstate, and I want to see it through. And I feel like with the support of coaches, parents, kids, this is a no-brainer for the Upstate. We will keep costs low, not just with us, but any competition that's in the area.
Right.
You know, we're going to do our best to provide the best possible product for you out on the field. Customer service. If we have an office in Concord, North Carolina, that if you have any questions, you could call them, and contact me if you need the number. We got 7 girls up there that will answer the phone Monday through Friday and be glad to help you. If you need anything, also call me. If I don't answer the phone immediately, you will get a call back that day. I'm not gonna run away from controversy or anything like that. If there's something you need, I'm gonna take care of it, or I'm gonna tell you I can't take care of it.
Right.
So I mean, you know, this, at the end of the day, this is about the kids, and I have older boys, and I remember when they won tournaments, they would win T-shirts, or they would win uniforms, or they would win baseball bats. All right, and we are running a tournament where you could win baseball bats, East and bats. And also I'm working with New Balance now. I'm trying to get it set to where we're able to possibly have batting jackets in one of our tournaments as a prize for someone to win.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I just want parents, coaches to have a choice. You're not confined to play with one organization. That I encourage people to play both, because I want them to see what the difference is, and then, you know, make a decision as far as like what you're in the mood for that weekend.
So
you know?
that brings up a good point. I was gonna ask you about the special tournaments, the Grinch games, and the NITs, but you took words right out of my mouth.
I stole your thunder.
No, that's cool, because I was going to ask you about that. And I'm glad to hear that you guys are going to keep some of those familiar, bigger tournaments, showcase type of tournament type of things, or whatever for the kids. But to your point, before I lose my train of thought here, going back, I think competition's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that, you know, like you said, I mean, whether it's on the ball field or in the boardroom, we all go to work, whatever, but we all compete. We all do that. Whether it's wherever you work, there's going to be a competitor.
Right.
And that makes for good. I think that makes for better for everybody.
Absolutely.
So to that point, and I'm trying to think how to word this. Teams or organizations, the ball clubs in the area, whoever it may be, week to week, in and out, you're not tied to any particular organization. So you could theoretically play a tournament for one organization and then the next week come and play a Top Gun tournament. Or you could, if you wanted to go to, Illinois and play up there in some sanctioned bodies tournament, you can do that. So even here in the Upstate, you can, so you're not tied. Okay, that's something that parents would want to know that, coaches would want to know that. So
and we also, you had asked earlier about what separates us from competition.
Everybody else, right?
Yeah, everybody else. On our website, playtopgunsports.com. On our website, we have an article, Why We Are the Best. I encourage anybody who wants to know what Top Gun baseball is about and what you stand to gain from playing in Top Gun USSSA double sanctioned events, read that article. I think it would be mind-blowing. And and everything in there is factual, and I think that would, it definitely encourages you to play in our events.
So early on in our conversation, you mentioned a 5-year plan. So that's inked, right? That's a 5-year plan?
Yes.
What do you guys plan to do? So I know you talked about, next year you kind of came in a little bit late to the game, so you're limited on some fields. Next year you're going to be able to get in there and get those fields. What is the 5-year plan? What are you guys hoping to achieve?
We're just hoping to achieve growth. Look, this market has absolutely exploded over the last 10 years.
COVID has brought tremendous numbers of people here, young people with kids. There's houses, everything. You're right.
Yeah, and it's every year there's 20 to 30 new teams. There's room for everybody. So I truly, we just want growth. That's what we're looking to do. This year is going to be we feel like it's going to be a very successful year for our program, and kids are going to want to play. They're going to bug mom and dad to play. That's what we're gunning for. We want kids to tell their coaches, can we please play Top Gun USSSA this
That's what this is all about.
Right, that's what this is all about.
That's right.
And
that's right.
And we're, you would think winning this extra stuff would be priced up, and we're not.
Right.
The prices we do have online were old pricing. If you want updated pricing, call me.
Okay.
And we do have discount programs. We do have a program going where if you play in 6 of our events this spring, you get a free berth to the World Series. We are hosting the World Series for the first time for Top Gun USSSA. And we already have over 85 teams registered to play in that event. We expect well over 200.
Where will that take place?
In the Upstate. Right now we have parks in Greenwood, Gaffney, Coniston,
so it's
Lakeside.
multiple locations.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have it at multiple locations. It's and just so everyone knows, our umpires are sanctioned. All right, with Top Gun Sports.
Right.
When here's another thing that we add to the event that it hasn't ever been added here in the past. If your kid hits a home run, it's noted online when we put the score in. When my site directors put a score in, it's noted online if that kid hit a home run. He also gets a home run medal that commemorates that home run. If your child, or if a child pitches a perfect game, a shutout, a no-hitter, the catcher and the pitcher will get a dog tag, and that will also be noted online as well. And here's something that people really will like. Our umpires, we hold them accountable. So when our umpires turn in their scorecards to the events, we enter who was at home plate online and who was on the field, and the coaches will get that information. And I ask for the coaches, if they have a bad experience, give it 24 hours before they, comment, because sometimes it might be a little bit more of the coach than what they think it is or whatever. But parents are allowed to comment online about the umpires too. If they did great, we want to know about it. If they did lousy, I want to know about it. If they were on their phone the whole time during the game, I want to know about it.
Right.
And we can correct that. We have enough umpires right now to where we can replace an umpire if he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing.
So when's opening day?
Opening day for us this year in the Upstate is March 15th.
You ready?
I'm ready, man. We play March 15th and 16th in Greenwood. We already have 25 or 26 teams registered to play in that. Then we have a Super NIT the 29th and 30th in Greenwood as well. Beautiful. I just went by there last Monday. Beautiful complex. Brand new complex. They just, it's beautiful. Plenty of parking. Fields are in great shape. I'm excited about the partnership we have with Greenwood. And Westminster, also, the one we have 15 dates at, and we're offering the $99 tournaments, they're in the process of building a brand new park. With us taking those dates that we took, we definitely are excited about being in that new ballpark when they get it opened up and ready to go in the fall. It'll be in the fall when they'll be ready to.
Right.
Yeah. So
I think that's the same. They're talking about like Bryant Road, that all those fields have been shut down.
Right.
And not that tournaments were held there, but for practice, that's a big thing. Practice fields and everything. Everybody struggles with that. But so those fields are going to be shut down. But they're building, from what I've been told, a whole new park over there.
Oh yeah.
So we're lucky though in the Upstate that the powers that be, so to speak, the Parks and Rec and different departments, especially in Spartanburg County, Greenville County, that they value the sport.
Right.
That we have to have a place to play, obviously.
Right.
And so I throw it out there and just thank you to the state and the various counties that we play in and some of these facilities. Just great.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't ask for better.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful. And we are still waiting on a few dates from other ballparks. So, stay tuned on that. One thing about what we're doing right now this year, that we do have some weeks where we're only at one ballpark. So those ballparks will fill up quick. Right. My advice would be try and register, sign up to play in our events. That way you're not going to be left out if we're overbooked.
Right.
And as far as I know, one of the biggest questions I've gotten with this is, how's the competition going to be? Is it going to be elite competition? Is it going to be 2A, 3A majors?
Right.
We're going to have a mix, just like our competitors are going to have a mix. It's not all going to be, majors and AAA. We're going to have AA. In fact, there's more AA teams out here than there are AAA and major teams. So, we're going to try and formulate ways to make sure that AA teams are playing AA teams when it matters, and AAAs and majors are playing each other when it matters. But right now, looking at who all's signed up online, our first tournament we have, I know right now we have, in our first two tournaments, we have 8 12U teams signed up in our first one and 8 in our second one on March 29th. And it's a mix. And, when it's good to have a mix like that, because if I have 4 AAA and 4 AA, we'll have 2 brackets on Sunday. Right. We'll have a gold and a silver. So, it just makes it easier and more fun. And because kids don't like to go to the field and get demolished,
hammered every time.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right.
We're trying to change the narrative on Saturday and Sunday. This right here is a huge deal for us. Because last year I worked events for Top Gun, and when you're giving them these things, the smiles on their faces are, it's crazy. And when kids when we give the sunglasses out and the runner-ups get them too, I mean, you know, it's a big deal.
It's a cool thing.
Yeah, I mean, they're you know, usually kids are all, but when they're getting the same thing that the championship team gets, you know, also our rings, for the most part, they all say championship on there, or championship game on there, or whatever. So the rings the champions are getting are the same rings that the runner-ups are getting, basically. Also, but the banners, you know, you get a runner-up banner as well as a championship banner, and you know, it's I think our rings are top notch. I mean, you know, it's everything we do here is top notch, and you know, when also coaches can win buckets of baseballs.
Right.
Coaches can win the soft toss nets and all this stuff. It's bow net. It's not cheap. You know, secondhand stuff. It's like the soft toss nets are valued over $200, and a coach can win that. And that's beneficial for them to continue to coach the kids. You know. But we're trying to take travel baseball to another level. We're looking to have a huge presence here in South Carolina and North Carolina for the next 5 years and continue to grow it. And hopefully it's growing enough to where USSSA and Top Gun, we agree to go 5 more years together and double sanction tournaments. And we're off to a good start. We hit the ground running, and we got off to a little bit of a late start, but with the progress we've made over the last month and a half, I mean, you can't help but be excited. Not just for us, but for the kids, the families, and coaches that are involved and going to be playing in our events.
Well, I wish you the best, and I appreciate your time today.
Yes, sir.
Again, I want to say thanks to 17 Co Performance Center for having us, and Rex Graves for putting up with us in here today. We certainly appreciate his time, and we look forward to seeing y'all at the ballpark. And thanks for watching ECB Sports.
Yes, sir.